Hey everyone, I am hanging out at home tonight, but it's time to bake some more bread. Tonight we're gonna try the jalapeno cheddar brew bread. So I've got my packet of mix ready to go, super simple. I also have my beer, and this is gonna go in the oven, lickety split, and all we'll have to do is wait for it to bake. So the first thing you do is get your packets ready to go. This particular brand has a leavening packet. So that's a little bit different. We have two components here that are dry mix that we're gonna mix together. So first we'll blend the dry mix powder. You know what, you can smell the jalapenos. It is very evident there's jalapeno in here. And then here's the leavening packet. So it's just a white mixture, baking soda or baking powder, whichever they're using. It does say to mix it with a fork quick. So we're doing that to blend the leavening mixture into the rest of the flour and the jalapeno mixture. Wow, smells like jalapenos, guys. Love it. Now we're gonna crack a beer. It says to use 12 ounces, so this is a 12-ounce can. None for me, I guess, this time. And we're gonna blend that in. That is gonna work together with the leavening packet to make a lovely brew bread. We love this brew bread at the store. We've been serving it and our customers are really enjoying it, especially those guys that are visiting, waiting for their wives to shop. This is what we're gonna do, is clear off the edges here. I've got my fork in, but we're gonna switch to the spatula. And we're going to get the edges and make sure it's well mixed. No specific instructions about mixing. I'm just gonna make sure all of the dry ingredients are moistened with the beer and the bottom scraped. And once I'm sure I've got the ingredients all moistened, I'm going to put the cheddar in. So it calls for a half a cup of cheddar cheese. And I'll tell you what I have in the fridge is a Mexican cheese mixture, finely shredded, you know, the white cheese, the yellow cheese. So we're gonna use that. And then now that our dough is pretty firm here, it also calls for a quarter cup of butter, melted. So I thought I was gonna put the butter in here, but you don't. You actually pour the butter on top. I'm guessing that's gonna give it a really great looking golden brown top. So I've got my 5x9 pan. It's a non-stick pan, but I went ahead and sprayed it anyway with some avocado spray. The cheese looks pretty incorporated here. The dry mix looks pretty incorporated here. Sturdy bread mixture, pretty sturdy. And we're gonna just drop it in the pan. We don't wanna work too hard with this process, right? The idea is this is quick and easy for spur of the moment entertaining. You do need 40 to 50 minutes to bake it. And it also says after you mix it up to let it sit for 15 minutes after you put the butter on top. So after I get it in my pan here, I'm just kind of pressing it around, get it dispersed. I don't know, I want a nice balanced loaf, so I'm fussing. There we go. Then it says to get your butter and melt it up and put the butter on top. So we're just gonna get that quarter cup of melted butter. That's what it says. Be interesting to see what happens. Then we wait for 15 minutes before baking it, and it's going to go into a 350-degree oven. So let's give it a few minutes, then we'll be popping it in the oven. I'll make sure you get to see the final result. Okay, it's finished. What do you think? The cheddar jalapeno bread looks amazing and smells even better. If you want to grab a bottle of brew and a bag of mix, you can have this ready to go at home as well. All you have to do now is let it sit for a little bit on a cooling rack, take it out of the pan, and then after it's cool, wrap it in some plastic wrap and store it on the counter overnight. It'll be ready to go and it'll be delicious.